Welcome to day 3 of the new daily podcast format. I'm going to start right out with a tip for all you future podcasters out there. If you're going to record, don't run around the house right before you do so. I'm always getting stuff ready. I end up running up the stairs. Not the best idea. So a couple things today. Yesterday I talked about the WordPress versus Posterous issue and where I'm going to host my blog, this podcast. I'm actually leaning towards a completely different option. I'm not going to go into it a lot because we'll just see how this keeps developing. But I've always had an interest in doing some more programming. I've really just done it on an as-needed basis of this little PHP fix here or there, a little JavaScript, which I can't really say is programming. But I want to do more. I'm frustrated with the website options out there. So I'm thinking about getting a little more into that, and I've been kind of messing around with that today. But as I said, no scripts here, so I'm just going to go with it. The programming, it reminds me of something. You can say this many different ways. I know my dad used to say this. He was a programmer. This guy I follow, a motorcycle instructional guy. Well, hey, it's Jerry the Motorman. I'm sure I'm going to talk about him a lot in the future, so I have a link today. But they say things as far as motorcycle riding. Do you have 10 years experience riding, or do you have 1 year of experience repeated 10 times over? And that's really how I try and approach a lot of things, that I'm going to use the internet and computers for years and years and years. There's such a central focus in my life. So I don't want to have 20, 30, 40 years experience, which is really just 1 year repeated over and over. If I'm going to spend all this time with my own websites, my own blog, podcast, it'd be nice if I really got into programming little by little till I could customize it exactly how I want. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. If I do start that, it's going to start very, very simply, just so I can focus on the fundamentals and build it up piece by piece. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. Another thing, I'm going to keep it short today. I do have a gig I'll be playing tonight, so I need to get out for that. One thing I wanted to mention, I briefly mentioned yesterday, got something in the mail. Now, I'm just going to warn you, this is one of the purchases I've made that a lot of people will just think I'm nuts. I probably am. But I had an idea a couple weeks ago of, I wonder if you can get a really heavy-duty, industrial strength dental floss holder for the bathroom sink, the bathroom counter. So I did a little research, and the real beauty of this isn't just what I ended up with, but it was the process that I've been getting back into the GTD method, and it was so beautiful from the initial input of just, hey, I wonder if this exists, input it, process it later, get around to it. Then it shows up on my research list, and I do some searching, and I see it. So I put it on my order list, and it's just one step after the other. It was awesome to see how it went from idea to package in the mail very simply. I mean, the whole thing probably took me a few minutes, but it was spread over a few days. It's just the optimal context when I was online, when I had the internet, whatever. So that was really cool. I finally got it yesterday, and for the video viewers, here it is. I'll try and describe for the listeners. It's die cast, really heavy duty. It holds 2 spools of 200-yard professional, whatever dentists stock their flossers with. So you can have 2 different types. And so either we have waxed and unwaxed. By the way, I've never tried unwaxed thread, but apparently it can be better as far as being a little more textured and flossing better. So I'll report back on that. But yeah, this thing's awesome. Again, ridiculous purchase. It cost me $50. But if you ever hold this or something like it, it's very heavy. It's got a rubber bottom. It's going to last forever. And it actually, my wife, who thought I was kind of crazy but loves me for it, said it actually looks good in the bathroom. So there it is. It's called the Pure Floss Dispenser. I got it from Practicon. I'll put a link to that with the show too. So that's my ridiculous purchase for the week. But I also have some floss handles coming, which I don't know if you've ever seen. but they make flossing a lot more fun, actually. So I'll put a link to those two. I think they're the Butler Gum Floss Mate floss handle, which were actually a little tricky to find online. Not a lot of people are carrying them now, but they are awesome if you don't really floss as much as you should, which I do not. So trying to change that. That's my ridiculous purchase. So that's where I'm at today. A little out of breath, working on my flossing, and potentially starting a little bit of programming. And if you've seen my website so far, it could be in for a drastic change soon. It will look much less refined, but I hope to just take it back to basics and build it up from there. So that's where I'm at today. I'm headed out to a gig tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Thanks for listening.